What up, HyperChange? Welcome to another episode. Today we're talking about Tesla stock. I was off grid for a couple weeks, just got back and was checking social media, probably a huge mistake, and saw this news about Tesla protests and the controversy around Elon Musk going exponential, as it always appears to be, but then only gets more exponential and crazier. And now we literally have people protesting in the streets against Tesla. But also important to remember, it's like, how many people is that? Like, is social media amplifying every post? Is it making it seem like the extremes of ideas are a lot more common than they actually are? I don't know. And I've been a Tesla shareholder forever. I think the company's vision, potential, technology are on track and are more powerful and more valuable than ever before. And the future with Cybercab just around the corner is like epic. But I kind of had this like investing midlife crisis, to be honest, and I was like, oh my gosh, like if people are protesting buying Tesla products, like Tesla really relies on the Europe and the US for a huge part of its sales. And so if people don't want to buy as many cars there, that could seriously hurt Tesla stock. And I think, thinking through the valuation right now, over $1 trillion, well, you might think the stock is down because it's been down in the past month or two, but like long term, the stock is massively gone up. I mean, we're talking about over 1.1 trillion-ish market cap for 100 billion in revenue, 8 or 10 billion in profit. I mean, the valuation is pricing in massive growth. So I think the concern of having the core business of selling cars actually be declining because of these protests in the wake of a valuation that is pricing in massive growth is like, I was like, whoa. Trying to be like, take a very rational approach to like what's going to happen here with Tesla stock. And to be honest, the unexpected seems to be going exponential, if that makes sense. Like everything I think would happen always goes some other weird way. Like the fact that Elon Musk went from like nerd of electric vehicles to like now the most powerful, richest person on the planet dictating foreign policy of everywhere in the world. Like no one really saw that coming, but that's where we're at. And so we're definitely in, I would say, uncharted waters, but I don't know. And so part of me is like, I think we're in for a massive wave of volatility for Tesla stock for the next 6 months, maybe a year. I think there's going to be, and Elon Musk has said he's probably working on Doge for like the next 4 months. So and in many ways, this reminds me of the 2018 Model 3 ramp, where you had the media basically constantly spinning negative stories about Tesla. And I feel like I kind of knew the truth. It was like, Tesla's a great company. They're, doing all these awesome things. The media is just trying to make it seem like Tesla's going to fail at every turn because that's the articles that gets them clicks. And so I feel like we're in a very similar era now, but just like exponentiated 100 times, where every move Elon Musk does on behalf of Doge and working for the US government gets spun as like this horrible negative thing. And then the press and the sentiment becomes negative. And it's almost like people are living in two bubbles. The one bubble that Elon Musk and Doge is great for the American people and that they're cutting costs on behalf of the citizens. The other is that somehow he's this evil supervillain, which I think is kind of a totally fabricated media lie. But the problem is so much of the world believes it that it may actually impact Tesla's sales. So it's crazy. That's the point we're in. So now trying to be rational about it, it's like, okay, well, in the US, I think there could clearly be a decrease in Tesla sales because all of like the hubs of Tesla, I'm from Seattle, LA, San Francisco, New York, extremely liberal. Those are where people are beefing with Tesla the most now because they're liberal and they watch, the liberal legacy media. So maybe you have a counter reaction where Republicans and conservatives actually buy Teslas who previously weren't. So that could be a bit of an offset. So that's an important factor to consider. And then along that vein, like Tesla's managed to get, and Elon Musk have managed to get first all the liberals to get electric vehicles. Now all the conservatives are buying electric vehicles. So in some way, this kind of, switcheroo that's happened in the USA political landscape has been potentially opening up electric vehicles, or at least the Tesla brand, to a lot new buyers. But the point is, and I think we're going to see that similarly in Europe, but overall, I think there's a clear negative trend of consumer sentiment in the US and Europe of key Tesla customers that may impact sales in the short term. So that could hurt deliveries in the short term. I think there's already whispers on like the prediction markets of the Q1 deliveries that could be down again year over year. So I think that's probably to be expected. So then I guess it comes down to like, okay, the short-term sales hit that kind of had me panicked and freaking out, valuation's high, and Tesla and their core US and European markets might get hit. But what is the flip side of that? What is the longer term vision? I mean, the longer term potential of Tesla has never been bigger with the Cybercab and Optimus. And now I'm sitting here at the end of February, just 4 to 5 months away from the Cybercab coming out. And I thought one of the biggest clues on this that may not seem very important is this video that Tesla put out of like cleaning the Cybercab with like this robot, like already kind of giving you a teaser of the infrastructure they're going to roll out in Austin and potentially other cities this year, where you basically, get in the Cybercab, it's cleaned automatically. I mean, Waymo with 800 cars is doing a $100 million run rate, probably, on its way to being a quickly hundreds of billions, if not trillion-dollar company. And now Tesla could grow way faster than Waymo and crush them and when they bring the Cybercab to market. So I guess what I'm saying here, to cut through all the BS and random schemes I have, is Tesla could be very volatile in the short term, but I'm focusing on this North Star of the Cybercab being so disruptive and game-changing, and that coming out in only a couple quarters, that I think that will be a huge, that's going to be, that's what I'm holding on for, essentially. And I think there's a few other financial factors to consider, because Cybercab won't necessarily be a massive moneymaker right off the bat. It's going to take Tesla investments to get their network off the ground and take it a while to really materially impact revenues. But I think the idea that Cybercab could be launched and growing and crushing it will, the market's forward-looking. So the market will get very excited about that. Then you have a couple other key tailwinds to consider. Megapack factory in Shanghai opening up. Tesla energy business has been on fire. That has nothing to do with consumer sentiment. That's going to continue to grow like crazy, at least 50% this year. So that is already going to give you a buffer. You have the Tesla Semi ramping. That's a lot more of an economics purchase by big companies. That has way less to do with consumer sentiment. So that is also going to be something that could accelerate revenue growth to offset soft consumer demand in the US and Europe. Then you have FSD rolling out in China. You have multiple new cheaper models coming out this year. You just have the refreshed Model Y. They just said the Model S and X are getting a refresh. So Tesla's product pipeline is actually looking more stacked than ever in even just cars and the Cybercab services and Optimus. So that's another kind of counterpoint to consider. Then you also have countries like India massively reducing the electric vehicle import tariffs. That could be a huge boom and totally new market for Tesla for growth if they're able to get into India soon. So that's another factor. So I'm trying to take this high-level approach here of, as much as I'm long Tesla and love the company in stock, you got to be honest with yourself that US and European sales may take a hit because of all this crazy political controversy. So how fast can the other business ramp up to get that? And me staying super bullish, thinking, I believe Tesla is going to get through this. There might be volatility, but I think they're going to get through it. And I'm just focused on the Cybercab because I think that is where that's the pièce de résistance of Tesla. Their whole 20-year journey of making cars extremely efficiently, extremely cheaply, bringing manufacturing in-house, combining that with the self-driving vehicle technology has been decades in the making of what is going to totally disrupt our transportation system forever, and we're months away from it. So I'm trying not to lose focus on that as sort of this North Star. But I wanted to open it up to y'all, this is just me kind of rambling about, being off the grid for 2 weeks and getting blasted with the news. Maybe I wasn't ready for it. My brain wasn't ready for it, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on Tesla. Do you think we're going to experience some sales hits in the short term? How does the impact of Elon Musk foray into politics play out from the perspective of Tesla shareholders? Another thing that's on my mind is Grok. Grok has been crushing it. Grok 3 came out. I'm very impressed with that. That's owned by XAI. I've been pushing for Tesla and Elon to invest in XAI, and they haven't. Elon replied, and it's kind of they've been mulling it over, it seems like, but we still haven't gotten official word on that. So that's another bullish catalyst that can happen if Tesla is able to get some XAI exposure. So I'm opening it up for y'all. I need help scheming. What is up with Tesla stock? This Elon Musk hype and hate is going exponential. What is going to be the impact? How does this all play out? What happens? How big of an impact does it really have on Tesla's core business? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. Love y'all. Stay positive. Peace.